Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. Critically harsh reviews with a touch of class.
And go.
All right. What have you been up to? This is Jerry with the Board Game Snobs podcast. I don't know if I was asking you or the audience what they've been up to. They can't answer me. You can answer me, which is a moot point because I know what you've been up to.
I'm sick.
I know you've been sick.
Coughing my lungs out.
I tried to heal you.
You tried with your Tesla pearls from Elon Musk, and I swallowed them all day long. And they helped for a while, but then they stopped helping. And only time itself can heal the sick, I believe.
You have
I took all the potions and elixirs and all the voodoo stuff. None of it works. Only time. Only time.
Your immune system. That's what works.
It's immune to the immune drugs, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was sick for about a week and a half and kind of missed out on getting to go to your house for the Super Bowl, but that's okay.
Had a lot of people over.
I'm a tired old man. I know. That's what Charlotte said. They had a house full.
Oh, my goodness. My poncho got completed. I have a complete poncho now from Enrique's sister, which was awesome, which I wore the entire time of the Super Bowl.
Oh, very fitting. In honor of Bad Bunny, I see.
Yes. I did not know who Bad Bunny was.
Even though
I found out.
Even though he's Puerto Rican and that's Mexican.
Well, I found out that and embarrassed myself because, number one, for context, I'm not big into modern music. Two, I swear that I listened to Bad Bunny or something of that nature prior to this because that's what I heard was going to be on the Super Bowl and I wanted to pay attention to it. But for some reason, I thought like Bad Bunny was like Nicki Minaj or something like that. I thought it was a woman. And
Well, there is, which is I posted to one of our chats. There is, remember Cash Me Outside? How about that?
Yeah, I know her. Nobody ever did.
Well, her name is Danielle Bregoli or something, but her rapper name is Bad Baby.
Oh,
so very similar. And I thought Bad Bunny was indeed Bad Baby for a short amount of time.
Okay, so we're both old, and we both made the same mistake. The best halftime ever was Prince.
One is wildly successful.
Right. Well, they're both
and the
millionaires.
Other, somewhat successful.
They're both
That's
millionaires.
true.
They're both millionaires. They both got popular doing something.
Bad Bunny is like worth $300 million.
Yeah, and I don't even know who this guy is. Which now that I've seen him on the Super Bowl, I guess I should listen to some of his music.
Well, it's not really your culture, Jerry. You live in Antlers, Oklahoma.
Well, that's all right. It doesn't matter. Like I like all sorts of music.
I know, but now you do. Now you do know. And can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy any of it?
Not really. I mean, and that was really the context of it is that I was, everybody was talking. It was a loud group. Not many people are paying attention. And so it's like I didn't really get the full experience. I'll have to listen to him on my own. I'll look up his most popular songs and kind of go through them. But I don't even know what it's about.
Well, he sings a lot about Puerto Rico and dancing and women and stuff like that. Very cultural stuff. I haven't heard of him either until recently. And then I did watch the Grammys, which I actually enjoyed for the first time in a long time, because usually the Grammys just has a bunch of, as you have mentioned previously, we are old, and I don't know who these people are anymore. If Pearl Jam's not receiving a Grammy, I'm not interested. And Pearl Jam hasn't gotten a Grammy in a good 25 years. If they ever even got one. I don't know if they did or not. They should have if they didn't. But anyway, this year's Grammys heavily featured Bad Bunny, so I became familiar with him there. And then the song of his that is like ultra popular's, its initials that stand for some Hispanic phrase I don't understand. It's DTMF. Stands for something.
That's the album.
But it's good. It's got a good beat. I looked up the lyrics. Well, it's also the song.
Oh.
But it's got really good lyrics. It's just a dance song. He's like saying, I wish I could capture this moment. I wish I had captured more. It's a nostalgic song for his growing up in Puerto Rico, basically. And it's got a good beat. Me and my wife were dancing to it in the living room.
Well, I mean, you don't have to know what they're saying to enjoy it. He looks like the...
No, you can enjoy the beat, which I often do with a lot of Spanish, Mexican music. There's a band I like called 50 Caliber. I love almost all their songs. They often use a tuba. I love the tuba in their songs.
Who doesn't? That's like bass.
I just like the beat. Yeah, it's a wonderful instrument.
I'm looking up Bad Bunny lyrics right now, but Bad Bunny looks like Ali G. He looks like Sacha Conan Baron's character.
He does. Yeah. He does. That's a good, yes.
I mean,
that might be like, why do I recognize this guy?
I mean, for a moment there, I'm looking up pictures. I'm like, I mean, Sacha Baron Cohen could probably just do another Borat type adaptation.
Wait a minute. Have we seen Sacha Baron Cohen lately? Do we know this is not him?
You think he's pulling a Garth Brooks and doing the like the alternate ego thing? He's Chris Gaines or whatever.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you said that. We had an email from our dearest listener, Ryan Maxwell. And I know we have some very specific things we're going to discuss momentarily. But Ryan sent us this email that I marked, and it keeps bypassing us, and we need not let it go any further.
Okay.
The title of it is Garth Brooks is a Serial Killer.
This is a popular thing. This has been around for some time now.
Yeah, I looked it up, and apparently like Tom Segura mentioned it. But he says, because we were discussing Chris Gaines, he says it necessitated I tell you the story. People laugh when I say it. So I don't know. Ryan may have thought this up on his own, perhaps, without Tom Segura. But that's always the first defense of a system protecting itself, ridicule. Look at the facts the way I did, without the blinders of celebrity worship, and it stops being funny. So I don't know if Ryan's kind of sending this tongue-in-cheek or if he's being serious.
First off, you shouldn't have said his name, because the way that you drum up interest is by saying we have sources, like an undisclosed source.
Well, then I can take it out.
No, it's too late. You've already named it.
Take it out. Now, also, I don't want to get sued. I don't want to get sued by Garth Brooks, but I'm sure he'll have to hear about us first. He says Garth Brooks didn't just create a stage persona, he fractured himself. Chris Gaines wasn't a costume or a genre experiment. You don't build an entire alternate biography, change your appearance that drastically, and inhabit that level of emotional darkness unless it's already inside you. Gaines was volatile, tortured, reckless. Brooks was controlled, polished, beloved. That's not branding. That's compartmentalization. This is a long email. It's a very long email. Everyone says artists explore the themes, but there's a difference between a metaphor and obsession. Death, regret, secrets, guilt. Listen closely and the same ideas surface again and again, especially when Gaines takes over. Artists confess in songs because it's the one place they think no one will take them literally. I think Ryan sent this through the AI and had it typed up.
No. This is Ryan. Ryan's got this figured out. Me and Ryan got the same tinfoil hat on. I went bowling with.
He says in the timing.
You go bowling with Ryan one time, you get red pilled. You start seeing things. You start seeing the world for real.
He says the touring schedule gave him movement and cover, new cities, new faces, constant excuses for being anywhere at any time. If he wanted to disappear people without establishing patterns, that's how you do it. Fame doesn't draw scrutiny, it deflects it. Nobody wants to believe the smiling guy on their CD covers could be capable of something monstrous. Then there's the erasure. Chris Gaines didn't just fade away, he vanished. No closure, no real explanation. One day the character existed with a movie planned, merch produced, interviews lined up. The next day, silence. That's what happens when something gets too close to the truth. You don't retire a persona that big unless it becomes dangerous. People ask, where's the proof? That question assumes proof is always allowed to exist. History says otherwise. Powerful people don't get caught because they're innocent. They get protected because they're profitable. Investigations stall. Connections disappear. patterns get labeled coincidences. What convinces me isn't one detail. It's how well everything fits once you stop assuming he's harmless. 2 faces, one public, one hidden, one loved, one buried. Chris Gaines wasn't an experiment that failed. He was the part that slipped out, had to be locked away. Laugh if you want. That's what everyone does before the documentaries come out years later, asking how no one saw it coming. Sincerely, Ryan Maxwell.
There is a book on Amazon called Bodies in Low Places. That is 2 journalists that have compiled what they think is evidence that Garth Brooks is a serial killer.
I'm not saying it's not possible.
Bodies in Low Places. Isn't that like it's like a ripped off one of his songs, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I
Friends in Low Places.
That's what I thought. It's one of those things.
We recently had a karaoke night in which that was the smash hit of the night.
Obviously. But I mean, it's one of those things. But what if Garth Brooks tried to kill you and failed, and you were able to identify him? Now, even if you went to the police, nobody would believe you.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a perfect.
Garth Brooks tried to kill me.
It's a perfect cover. It's a perfect
with a chair.
Yeah, it's a perfect cover. So I'm just saying, yeah.
Our country fans will get that one.
I'm sure they will. Both of them that listen to this podcast. I think our
He tried to kill me with 2 pina coladas.
Murderitaville. Oh God, that's awful. What was the other thing that we were discussing just a moment ago that I forgot? Bad Bunny. We knew that. The Super Bowl. First off,
Super Bowl was absolutely god-awful.
What a travesty that kicker did not get MVP. That Seahawks kicker who scored more points than all the Patriots and carried the only person to score during like the first 3 quarters of the game, and they did not give him MVP. That's insane. The man made a 60-yard field goal, but nope. He wasn't even on stage.
Yeah. No. Only your running backs and quarterbacks and all they get all.
They'd send him straight to the locker room. The dude didn't even get a shirt. He was just gone. Like that was what's said. They like bring up the running back. It's like, oh yeah, and the quarterbacks who had that's the best defensive game I've ever seen played in a. Yeah, but anyways,
it made it terrible to watch.
It makes it terrible to watch, but
it only got slightly interesting in the fourth quarter.
But. And I was just keeping track of the commercials, and the Jurassic Park commercial, of course, killed me. That was it. I loved that one. That's it. That's everybody just came to my house to the party. That's all we were doing. You just come to my house so we can eat. And we had a bunch of people, and we all sat around and ate. And like 1/4 of the people there actually cared about the Super Bowl, and most of them didn't care.
Now, see, that's I do watch the game. So I was glad I was able to, because I watched the game every Super Bowl. I'm not there for the commercials I'm glad to enjoy that. And I say enjoy when they're good, which they really haven't been in like 20 years. The halftime shows, you were about to mention some previous halftime shows that were far better, and I agree. Of course, my favorite in recent memory is the one where they had all the like 90s hip hop stars.
Sure.
That was
everybody showed up.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Jessica Alba was dancing out there with Bad Bunny.
I saw that. As was Pedro Pascal.
I seen Pedro in the background. I thought that was Enrique. But no, like if Jessica Alba's there, I'm there. So I don't know why in the world they had her show up. What has she been doing here lately? I was pleased to see her.
She has some like fix it yourself type show.
Does she? What is she doing?
Like some DIY. Yes. It's like some makeover show for houses, I think.
I'm looking her up right now. You know how I feel about Jessica Alba. Let's see here.
Actually, I don't think I do. I know how you felt about Jessica Ferguson. Maybe it's just all Jessicas with you.
I don't know, but Jessica Alba.
Are you a Jessica guy? It's weird that you married a Jennifer when you seem to be a Jessica guy.
It's just the J's. Yeah. Jessica Alba messed me up.
Smoking them.
Because,
okay.
Hey, she messed me up because I watched a movie that she was in that was like a trying to think exactly how I would describe it. It's one of those shows that came out like in the 80s or no, it's like one of those shows like in the 90s that came out that was like supposed to be historical, and you're like, oh, this is going to be something interesting, but really it was just an excuse to have Jessica Alba half naked and or naked throughout the entire thing. And I'm racking my brain to think. It had an awful title. The Sleeping Dictionary.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it
I
was.
see that.
The Sleeping Dictionary.
I've never heard of that.
Okay. First off,
Cast.
they should all go to jail.
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins, Mario. All right. Love Bob Hoskins. Love. What are you laughing at? Bob Hoskins? R.I.P.
The first thing you relate to Bob Hoskins is Mario.
Yeah,
is what
I know, because that's when I first seen him. He was Mario. Then he was in Hook.
Oh, what about Roger Rabbit?
No, well, actually, Roger Rabbit was the first one I saw him in. But like,
he was Eddie.
Yeah, I know. He was the guy. He was the guy that kind of like he was there for my entire childhood. Like he was Roger Rabbit. But so here's
and Hook.
But let me just. All right. Here's the thing. Bob Hoskins has a very odd place in my heart because he basically formulated my view of women. Because every movie that Bob Hoskins was in, as a young man, he introduced me to another attractive female. Basically, so like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you have Jessica Rabbit. Follow the train of thought here. Then in the
Jessica,
I know. Then in Super Mario Brothers, there was that hot blonde chick that didn't do anything. That show was awful, but I loved it. I didn't know any better. But it was the princess. Who was the princess in Super Mario Brothers? Give me a second.
I will tell you here in just a second.
It was a blonde.
I am looking.
Samantha Davis or Samantha something.
Oh my God.
She was Peach, and she was in
Princess Peach.
She was in that, and then she like showed up later.
Samantha Mathis.
Oh, so close.
Mathis.
She showed up in like that John Travolta movie, Broken Arrow, which was another god awful movie. Anyways, then so let's just follow along here. Bob Hoskins. I got Who Framed Roger Rabbit in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Then he hits me with the banger in Hook, and let me just tell you, Julia Roberts in Hook, Tinkerbell.
Mm-hmm. Another J.
I know. Even with that weird haircut she had, she looked good. Anyways, then Bob Hoskins, Super Mario Brothers. All right. Then what else was it? He was in something else. Oh. This is deep cut. Deep cut. He was in this awful Jude Law movie called Enemy at the Gates. Because Jude Law was
with the snipers.
Yeah, the snipers, which is just any show that has a sniper in it. Because my dad was a sniper, so he has to like make me watch every movie that has a sniper in it. And this was not a great show, but it had Rachel Weisz in it, and that was like every movie that Bob Hoskins is in, it's like in his contract. There has to be the female, attractive female in the film. I don't know why. That guy has to be in his contract somewhere, because this Sleeping Dictionary show was so insane. I think that was like one of his last movies because he came out. It was like, I think it might have been. It surely was.
IMDb wasn't locking up my phone.
It surely wasn't Jessica Alba's first movie. But the stupidity of the plot was basically the Brits back in like the turn of the century. They're out in Africa or somewhere in different places. Not Africa. They're in they're some colony. They're like in Borneo or somewhere. And so here he comes.
Colonizing.
They're out there colonizing. Well, Bob Hoskins is there, and this young guy shows up, and he's being all British. And Bob Hoskins is like the governor or something. He says, okay, so you have to have you a sleeping dictionary. And he's like, what's that? He says, it's one of the native girls that basically sleeps with you and teaches you the language. And he's like, oh, I'm British.
Oh, wow.
And I have a fine woman at home. And that doesn't last all but 5 seconds because they introduced Jessica Alba. And he's like, well, I guess we'll see. We'll see if this works out. And I won't ruin the plot of this over 20-year-old movie for you. But basically, yes, he completes his task there of whatever he was supposed to be colonizing there, and he goes back to Britain, and he's back with his beautiful blonde, not exotic fiance, and they're drinking tea, and he's like, I want to go back to Borneo to the exotic sleeping diction. Of course he does, and he leaves her, and they go back, and it's just awful. It's an awful movie.
Is she supposed to be African?
No. She's not
movie?
African. It's in Borneo. I keep saying it wrong. That's in. Shoot, my geography.
Malaysia.
Yeah, it's in Indonesia. It's in Indonesia, I think.
Okay. So she's like, okay.
Yeah. Wherever
So
wherever Indonesia's at. We're American. We don't know where another place is at. You know good and well when I said Borneo, you're like, well, you didn't know where that was at.
That's
Australia.
No idea.
It's close to Austria. Australia. Yeah, those places are close. It
says a young Englishman is sent to Malaysian Borneo.
Yeah, it's over. It's north of. It's north of Australia, south of Vietnam, and all that. Anyways, so that's which Jessica Alba is like.
That was her first movie after Dark Angel.
Right. Yeah. She was like in Honey, and that was like the thing that made her. And then like she just was getting typecast as being,
They should have just cast her in Fast and the Furious, the first one. She should have been Paul Walker's girlfriend in that one instead of Jordana Brewster, but it's okay. That's stuff that nobody cares about but me.
She's Mexican American.
That one, that one though that she did with Paul Walker, like it's not Deep Blue Sea, but something.
Yes,
like that.
It was the blue. Yes, that was that again. All that got you into that movie was the trailer, where you just saw Jessica Alba swimming in the ocean, and it's like, yes, we're there.
And Paul, he's gorgeous.
Paul was gorgeous. R.I.P. But yeah, why'd you get me off talking about Jessica Alba here? I did not want to talk about Jessica Alba.
We just started talking about Jays and Jessicas and your love of Bob Hoskins movies.
Bob Hoskins, the man. I'm gonna watch. I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but I'm afraid to show my kids that film. That's a little edgy. But
Jack might have an awakening.
Yeah. It's like, listen, there's certain things you're not ready for.
I'm no longer interested in Legos, Daddy.
Goodness. So I watched more serious take on this. Everybody right now, the hot topic in the board game community is the Rodney Smith YouTube video that if you don't have the link, you can't watch it. I just happened to come across it because it got released in several groups. And before I could even post it in our group, it had already been disseminated out to the world. I read the article that he had posted and through the little Google Drive account and then watched the video. And it's, I guess the long story of this, or the short story of this, is that basically Rodney was concerned about some practices that his friend and business partner on another board game YouTube channel was doing. And so thus he makes this statement and distances himself from it. So that's the end all be all of it, is Rodney going, hey, this is what's going on. This is how I feel about it. And just letting everybody know and moving along. And everybody's giving him praise for that being, transparent, which is nice. So good for Rodney. I've met Rodney. Rodney's a good guy. Seems like a good guy. And the whole situation, though, to me, man. So, all right. So you understand what view botting is.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Well, I need to ask you a question first. So I noticed you also didn't say his name. So the owner of Game Night Picks, was that a
Chaz.
separate channel altogether, or had that been integrated into What's It Played?
Well, it was a different channel, but Chaz Mahler and several other people were on that channel. And I, if you read the document that Rodney put out and kind of look between the lines, that's what he's referring to. But yeah, But they had worked with Rodney in the past, so it's kind of like they're intermingled. Kind of like when they finally find out when everybody finally comes to terms and realizes just how crooked the sporadically bored guys are. People will automatically associate them with us. So we're going to have to do the same thing. One of these days, we're going to have to turn the camera on and we're going to be looking like hostages reading a note going, I did not know what Dan Hughes and Mike were up to.
I did not have.
There you go. So the day's coming. I always keep a document printed up to distance ourselves, when the lid blows off this thing. But
so you've already clarified something I was confused on, and I just not because I know that Chaz and them, they had a bunch of different different things going on other than tutorials on Watch It Played. Like I just watched the Moment 10, these games that have moved up a lot on their different, on the Board Game Geek, I guess. I checked out a bunch of their stuff. That's why it kind of was like, oh, that sucks, because I literally just watched a video with Chaz and the gang on there. But what he's specifically referring to is not anything on Watch It Played's website or YouTube channel, but the person which he is in business with on his other channel.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. It used to be, it was previously known as that Pair of Dice Paradise. That's who Game Night Picks is now.
Right.
But this is all alleged, I guess you could say. This is what you're supposed to do. Every time you say something, you're supposed to say allegedly.
Allegedly.
And I don't have any negative thoughts in terms of what's going on. I don't know anything. So this is just discussing what Rodney's video and what he was putting out. But the Google document that he kind of circulated around basically goes on to point out that the Game Night Picks videos from like February to September of 2025, they were getting about 1,000 to 3,000 views per video. And then, last quarter of 2025, they started using the YouTube advertising feature, which, as I had just mentioned about view botting, this is completely different. But people who might get into Twitch and things of that nature, view botting is basically what it sounds like. You get you pay somebody to set up bots that aren't actually people to flood your channel and to watch your content. So it looks like more people are watching your content. And so everybody's always accusing somebody of view botting or whatever, because it's kind of like a few years ago when we found out that half of Twitter was bots. But
that's what I was going to say. It's one of those practices that's like, if everybody's doing it, is it,
Well, not everybody's doing it.
Kind of like Lance Armstrong.
Well, this ain't a Lance Armstrong thing. I mean, yes, there are. You can tell when a channel or somebody's view botting. You can look at the metrics. You go to Social Blade, and it doesn't take anybody who has the cursory knowledge of statistics can look and go, yeah, there's no way they have 1 million subscribers, and this video's got 1 million views, but like 100 people have commented on it or engaged with it. It's like, it just doesn't make sense. But this is not view botting. This is different. And so this is where the sticky nature of this comes in. So first off, not everybody's doing it. It's something that yes, you can do. You can buy a YouTube channel that already has X amount of subscribers. People do that all the time. You can pay somebody to have bots and do views and things of this nature. But allegedly what they were using was the YouTube advertising feature, which essentially allows you to pay Google to have your videos get put out to audiences, to different audiences. So, and here's the issue with that though. So it's like your video is getting put out there to people and they're clicking on it, but they're not really watching it. Like they're just cutting it off. Like they're not really paying any attention to the actual view. But because YouTube has this advertising thing where, yeah, you can pay us and we'll put your video out there and try to get more people to look at it, you get a lot of views, but they're not quality views. There's people watching for like 4 seconds and then shutting it off.
Yeah. Well, I equated that to when we first started. on, like when I would post one of our things to Instagram, you could pay Instagram to like promote it basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's the similar thing. Like basically Instagram would like push it in front of somebody's face and say, hey, you want to check this out? And they would click on it and it looks like a view, but they may have just clicked on it to get it out of the way.
Right.
Basically.
Right. Well, this is similar to that in a lot of ways. And I want to be clear. I'm only halfway playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying what they did was right or wrong. I'm just stating just the facts, ma'am. But at the same time, pointing out to how easily somebody who is trying to do content creation can fall into something like this. Because according to Rodney's little spiel in the video and the documents that he put out regarding it, the channel that Game Night Picks started charging publishers so X amount of money per view on the videos that they did. So basically they said, oh, like, listen, you want us to review your game, we'll review it, and then you pay us X amount of money for each view. So if the views that they were normally getting was only 1,000 to 3,000 so many views, they would pay X amount. Well, now all of a sudden, if they're getting 30, 40,000 views, you could see how that would just put another zero behind the paycheck.
Right. Well, he put it on there. I think he said like if it was 4 cents per view, it would have been $140. But if you're going up to 30 and 40,000, that ends up being like $1,400.
Yeah, it jumps up there a lot. So anyways, but the data on it was basically showing that like 90% or more of the viewers basically left the video. So all the clicks on it that was being gathered because of YouTube advertising wasn't great advertising. They were just, moving along before the ad even was viewed. So essentially, this is a thing that was, of course, it's a great way to pad your numbers and to have that. But, it kind of, you could see how easily. He gave this one metric in there. He says the YouTube advertising feature was then utilized to grow its subscriber base by over 140,000 in 2 months. So that's insane. I mean, it takes years to get over 100,000 people to subscribe to your channel if you're putting out stuff constantly. Even it just depends on the industry, but just. I mean, man, that's a lot quickly. Yeah. So it just goes to show that this is.
Yeah, I mean, because he's got 100. Game Night Picks is at 194,000 subscribers. Dice Tower is what? Let's see, Dice Tower. They've been on the air for 20-something years. They have 356,000.
Yeah.
And Watch It Played is, I think they're. Because even I was surprised at the amount of people that Watch It Played have 413,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I have never watched a Board Game Picks video until today. They had never showed up in my feed. All these people I know, but of course I'm not watching a lot of YouTube board game media. I'm just here and there. But it was the thought that they came. If I would have just saw those metrics, I would just assume that this is a crossover. Because of cross pollination between Watch It Played and Dice Tower. You're subscribing, but then for it to blow up.
They just put out a video 14 hours ago.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. They're still putting out videos, but the point being, and like I said, to play devil's advocate on this, anybody who is wanting to get their views and get their traffic out there is going to go, why wouldn't we do this? Why wouldn't we pay to have this advertising thing that YouTube is promoting? Why wouldn't we do that? Anybody would do that. The problem is when you're charging people per view, when you're going, okay, I'll review your game and I'll charge you X amount of money for how many views this video gets, and you're sending a bill to somebody who thinks, man, I had 40,000 people look at my game, look at a video about my game. That's insane. Like, that would be an insane value for somebody in the board game industry. If somebody said, listen, if you give me $1,000 and send me a review copy, our videos average 30 or 40,000 views. There is not a board game publisher in the world that would not write you a check immediately. I mean, just wholeheartedly be after you, because that is a great value right there. I mean, to have that many people see your product. But if the vast majority of them are not watching the video, they're just random clicks, that's where the problem comes from.
Yeah.
And so,
so that's what.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, so I know Rodney said he was basically, he was able to discern all this because he had access to the metrics.
Right.
But I was wondering, based on what you just said, if, all these, like I had my game on this channel and, it had 40,000 views. Well, darn, I didn't sell but 10 copies off of that. Like, I wonder how much of that is out there that has not, like, surfaced. Or if they just wrote it off to like, well, that's weird.
Well, it's hard to, one, it's hard to tell when anytime you're doing any type of advertising where you're actually getting where you're getting all your traction from. I mean, that's why they're always asking, those YouTube things like, do you know who this person is? Where did you find us at? I'm trying to look up on Social Blade. Game Night Picks. So just Social Blade's a website that kind of just gives you metrics on YouTubers and all that. And so, like, they have, let's see, right now, looks like close to 200 subscribers, 194,000 subscribers, over 3.7 million views, 600 videos. Oh, it's got, Jude's on there, Matthew Jude. And the funny guy, Grant, with the glasses, the guy with the mustache and glasses, he's always showing up on stuff. Anyways, it goes and shows like their estimated earnings and things of that nature, and shows kind of what just, gives you an idea. You can subscribe to Social Blade to get better metrics, but like all of a sudden they've gained like a week, like just about 14,000 views on one video. Like, it's just insane. Just tons and tons of views on certain things that just popping out of anywhere and gaining subscribers. And so over like the last 30 days, they've gone up by like 18,000 subscribers. So you can kind of look at that and go, man, what's going on? What all these various things. And Social Blade, like, this is getting down into the weeds about it, because I'm go back to my point is this something that could be illegal, which is what Rodney alluded to? And the answer, I'm not a lawyer, but from what I understand, what little bit I know about the legal side of business, not necessarily in YouTube content creation, but in dealing with metrics and, acquiring businesses and things of that nature and looking at the health of different companies, you can't lie about what you're producing. And if you're going, hey, we have this many views and you're charging people for it, it's one of those areas that, it can be a legal issue. If you're using metrics to deceive somebody on purpose, then that's the FTC will get after you on that pretty quickly. But
so Rodney has cut ties with everybody, including Matthew Jude and Naveen, and I forget her husband's name. But that's the sad part of it, is Rodney feels burned. And he's like, there's no reason not to trust Matthew and Paula and the other couple. I can't forget their name, but he's just like, I just need to go back to me by myself until basically I feel safe again. And that's sad, because I don't check out a whole lot of board game media, but I always appreciated that Watch It Played was out there with an alternative to the Dice Tower, because I liked a lot of what they did. And they had like those top 10 lists, and they just had a variety of different things other than the tutorials that Rodney would do, which I enjoyed. Not that I was a subscriber even, or that I, looked at it monthly even, because I just don't do that anymore. But literally just the other day, I happened to stumble across their Moment 10 a video of the top 10 movers in the industry, which is like some weird metric they use to like, oh, this SETI's been, the interest in SETI's moved up 40 spots, so it's in the top 10. And just stuff like that's interesting to me, just to have those type of numbers. And I enjoyed it, and it sucks. And I know lots of people that really do engage a lot more in that media really did enjoy Matthew and Paula and Chaz, and like every video that you look to the comments, they talk about how funny it was. They like their repartee. They like the banter, and it sucks. It sucks for the people that enjoyed that stuff because it's gone now.
Yeah. And I see why Rodney's doing that, but I'm not, like I said, you don't know what went on between two people. And I'd like to give Chaz and everybody involved just the benefit of the doubt, because this is all can be very complicated sometimes, and sometimes you end up getting involved in something kind of stupid. I would like to think that if somebody come to me and said, hey, this thing that you're doing, this business practice, this is not great. This is unethical and possibly illegal, that I'm going to respond to that in an appropriate way and not just try to overlook it and ignore it and go about my business. But hopefully this will all resolve, because these are all big, heavy hitters in the industry that have been around board game media for a long time. And anytime something like this happens, I like to think of what I would do in this situation. And truth be told, I could see myself doing something very stupid like this. Like, oh, YouTube will let me advertise and get more clicks. Yeah. And all right, hey, we got all these views, and hey, we'll charge you this. Yeah, I could very easily see how somebody could fall into that.
There's something.
Yeah.
There's something I need to tell you about our Patreon, Jerry, but I'll have to do it off.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's essentially what that's something very easily that somebody could fall into. But yeah, after that happens, and this all kind of comes out, I can't imagine what's going through everybody's mind when they're seeing Rodney have to put out this video and cut ties with everybody. Now's the time.
Can I say one stupid thing?
Yeah, go ahead. But say two.
I got one for sure. I love Rodney. I always have, and we've talked about it previously on this show. The way on this unlisted video, when basically, he's reading like a hostage, I didn't like the fact that he would pick a piece of paper up from the right side, read it, flip it over, and put it on his left side, then pick up the next piece of paper. I thought that was so weird. Like, why didn't he just have the whole stack in his hand and then just discard the one on top?
I would have done the old David Letterman thing, had it on cue cards and just flipped them off, threw them away as
just
throw them like the top 10.
I mean, I just thought it was so weird that he was just like, he would discard the one.
Here's my top.
Like, it was so methodical.
My top 10 fraudulent board game content creators. Number 10. And just go through it. Oh, no. See, you shouldn't be joking about this stuff. Serious. But yeah. It was very sobering to just all of a sudden be scrolling through Facebook and somebody post that video, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch this.
I know, it's like Rodney, who always brings joy, brought sadness, and not of his own.
Hello, my fellow Americans. Sadly. Have an important message. I was like, what has happened? It really bothered me. It did.
Canada is shook.
Yeah, it's like, what in the world? This is their biggest board games, Canada's biggest board game.
Rodney, okay, well, here's the thing. And the same issue I have with Rodney is the same issue everyone has with Tom Hanks. There's like one good guy left. Is something going to come out about that one good guy where then all hope is lost? And, just let the cynicism sit in that, no, he wasn't a good guy the whole time. Or is he really a good guy? Is he really that good?
Well, I mean, I've met Rodney. He seemed all right for the 5 minutes I talked to him.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We met him.
Well,
at
let's just check real fast. Make sure Rodney's not in the Epstein files. Give me a second. Are you not doing that? Oh, his name pops up. It must be something. Oh, Have you not been doing that?
So the other day,
Have you not been searching the
Jerry
Epstein
texts
file?
me. The other day, Jerry sends me this random picture of him searching the Epstein files for his own name. And he's like, I am in here. And I'm like, what? I was like, I didn't know what to think, what to say. I'm like, what are you doing?
So, okay. So first off, full disclosure, because we're all about transparency now that Rodney Smith has brought out the transparency stuff for me. So I've dabbled perhaps in the OSINT community for quite some time. If you're not familiar what OSINT is, it's the open source intelligence community. So those are the people that basically the trolls and
You're such a nerd.
I know.
I
know. But it's fun. It's interesting because you can take a few hours of your life and learn it and know where to go and how to track stuff down. And then when you want to know something, it's perfectly legal. It's out there. You can find stuff. You just got to know how to do it. And yeah. And so basically when the Epstein file stuff started pouring out, I'm like, no, I don't want to know nothing. And then I'm like, oh, goodness gracious. Department of Justice just put it on their website. And I'm like, I can just look stuff up. And yes, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be Googling people's name. But just know that if I know you, I've already searched for you in the Epstein files. So just FYI. Oh, so anyways. But
Mike DeLizio, this is
he's
for
not
you.
there. He's not there.
You're safe. You're safe.
I checked everybody. I was going all right, who? Because you know there's somebody in there that just tangentially gets mentioned in something. You can go on. Oh my God. Here's the thing. A decade ago, I would have lost my mind if this had happened then, and we had the things now, because somebody mirrored Epstein's Gmail account. And you can get on there and go through day by day his Amazon purchases and various other things. It's crazy. Insane. And this is.
How often do you say the phrase deep state?
I don't say deep state because that's when they start listening. Cut that from podcasts. I'll say deep state. All right. Listen, you're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get me in trouble. But yes, you go on and you just type in Tom Hanks and be like, is Tom Hanks in the thing? But anyways.
No.
So, but you got me sidetracked. My whole point is it all this mess going on? I hope that it gets resolved because I can see how this type of stupid stuff happens. And if you're part of the board game picks people, I mean, come on. You see something like this, you see Rodney's video, your response has to be, shoot, we made a mistake and we're sending people their money back and this and just come out with it and take the hit and be like, yeah, there you go. Like, be that way. And I think that these people have bought themselves enough goodwill in the community that somebody can come out and say, yeah, I this was a dumb mistake. And
well, you keep saying these people. I think it's just the one.
I know I'm being generous. I don't want to point fingers at anybody because I don't know. I'm assuming I don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. Allegedly. That's why I like to say allegedly. I do know that he's not in the Epstein files. Hang on a second. I'll make sure I spelled his name right. Just make sure. Yeah, good deal. Good deal.
There you go. You're safe on that one.
Safe on that one.
And for that, you're a good guy.
There you go. You're not the worst. You're not the worst.
You could be worse.
No,
but you're not.
Tom Hanks' names comes up a whole lot in the Epstein files. I hate to tell you. Do you not know that you just
really?
Oh yeah. Let me just hang on a second.
That's sad.
I'm not. No.
Allegedly.
No, I'm not allegedly. It's on their website. It's on the justice.gov website.
Okay.
It's the official government. There is no alleged. You type it in and there it is. Yeah, I'm not going to be reading Epstein file emails on our podcast. I'm not doing that.
Please don't. Please
this-
don't. Don't besmirch Tom. He's all we got. Tom and Rodney.
Rodney
are
has
only
taken me.
beacons of light in this world.
Rodney has taken me to a deep, dark place. Rodney's hostage video, YouTube video has just got me. It's messed me up, man. It really did. I was not ready for that.
I have never seen somebody, the way he flipped that paper and laid it down and then picked up the next one was just so bizarre to me.
It's like
such a bizarre choice.
It's like when you watch like a funny guy and they're a serial killer, like that Robin Williams, when Robin Williams was a serial killer for all those movies for a brief period of time, that messes you up because you're watching Mrs. Doubtfire. And that's not that you say this is the Mrs. Doubtfire and he's killing people. And that messes you up.
This is not how you're not supposed to be doing.
You're not supposed to be doing that.
Like, what are you doing?
Rodney didn't flip a box. He didn't have that big grin on his face and smiling. He's got this thing, and it's like, this is not. I can't handle this. That was the most bothersome YouTube video I have ever watched, but it is board game related. That messed me up because it's like Rodney was always that, and then he wasn't, and I'm like, this is not good. That set me off.
I've been triggered.
I am triggered. He triggered me. So we're all feeling the pain that is the Watch It Played / Game Night Picks people and all them. And I hope this comes out in the wash. And I hope it's all misunderstanding. And I hope everybody just needs. I hope they all get fixed. I hope because we don't have.
Yeah, that's hope. That's nice thinking, Jerry. It's all just been one big mistake, guys. I
want to wake up tomorrow and it just be say it isn't so. Say it isn't so.
April Fool's, guy. We started about 3 months early.
Well, and like the other thing, we didn't even talk about Sam Healy and leaving the Dice Tower. He was coming back to Dice Tower and he left the Dice Tower and everybody, all that. See, we're losing people dropping like flies. Maybe I'm nervous.
How much dropping like? We're next, obviously.
We are next. We are certainly next.
We're going to get outed for.
I don't know what we're going to get outed for.
What? I don't know.
We don't charge anybody money.
What have you done, Jerry? What have you done?
I've said a lot of things. So that's
but that's all in the Moraga files. Don't worry, they can't be accessed.
Whatever. Well, I just want to come out. I didn't kill myself. If something happens, I feel fine. I love myself. I would never hurt myself. If something happens, obviously, look into it. Gabi released them.
It wasn't me. That's going to make me look bad.
Oh, now I got this hung over you. Now I got you right where I want you. You've got
release the Moraga cut.
You've got just edit it.
That's the thing. I edit all these podcasts a very specific way.
Yeah.
I'd be like, release the Jerry cut. No.
It'd just be a bunch of people are going to realize that I was the reasonable one. That's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to Here's what we should do. We should one day we should release the Enrique cut. And what we can do is upload several episodes into like Chat GTP and say, just add, we can clone Enrique's voice. It's not hard to do. And just be like, have this Hispanic gentleman interject intelligently into the conversation throughout the podcast, and just have like Enrique speaking so fluently and clearly and intellectually about all the topics, and we just cut all that out. Just cut him off. The Enrique cut. People realize that all this
can be done.
He's the man. He was the man.
He was the puppet master behind the scenes the whole time.
He's the fall guy. He's who I'm going to rat out. If something ever happens, then we have to like completely blame it on somebody. That's what we're going to do. We're going to set the camera up, read into it.
He's the Manchurian Candidate.
It's going to be you reading into a camera and me standing behind you with a curtain, like a blanket put up, just me standing with my arms folded behind you and you blaming everything on Enrique. Enrique was the mastermind. And there you go. He's our fall guy. Well, I hate that there's drama in the board game industry. I hate it for everybody. I hope that...
No, you don't.
I do.
Do you?
I do.
You like drama.
I like drama. I don't like this drama. I like it when it's people I don't like. These were all people I like. That's what bothers me. This is all people that I like.
True. That's true.
And I go, I like all these people. I hope this is just a mistake. And why can't we be friends? Why can't we?
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. My man.
That's the most epic.
My statement. If his statement on tomorrow just comes out, my bad.
Just a 5-second video. I have made a terrible mistake. It just shut off.
It is. I mean, they could have been like friends, close friends.
Oh,
It's sad.
My goodness. I hope that I do. That's why I feel bad, because this was probably.
And he's like, I'm reading this in a disaffected tone because basically, if I were to read with emotion, I'll start crying. That's basically what he said.
I just want to. I had this terrible thought that about halfway through that video, I thought, man, I've done some stupid things, but I've never done something so bad that my co-host had to make a statement and shoot a video with a piece of paper reading it like they're being held hostage. But, well, I'm not the worst. Oh, I'm not the worst. That's.
But yet we are human and we do bleed and we all make mistakes, and so therefore we are not here to judge.
No, we're not. We don't even know what's going on. But I will.
We don't know.
Allegedly, I know what's
Rodney
going on.
has said
I've
so
got
far.
So much,
allegedly,
got so much OSINT material. I know who you are.
You're in the deep state pocket. That's why you know.
I know what our listeners been up to. I check out all of our listeners.
All right. That's going to do it for this episode.
I know where you live.
We are recording Monday after the this one's super close to, this is about as close to live as we get anymore. So enjoy this episode. We'll get together Sunday and record the next episode, I hope. Is that the plan?
Yeah. God willing and the creek don't rise.
My pickleball.
That's an old-timey folksy
suffering due to the cold weather here in the northeast Texas area. We've been frozen out and snowed under, and then I've been sick. It's just been a heck of a last 3 weeks for us, so we'll see. But anyway, that's our thoughts on whatever this was, allegedly. And we'll see you next week, I guess.
Allegedly.
Oh, well, pardon me, Mr. Perfect. I guess I forgot that you never ever make a mistake.